Hi everyone, so welcome to February and welcome to another episode of PKM Weekly. So we've got quite a few things in store for us today, so let's get to it. First up, Tana. They've had a big week and they're going to have another big week coming up because on the Monday 3rd of February, so that's tomorrow, noon Pacific time, 9 PM European time, they've got the Tana launch event. So Tana's no longer going to be invite only or behind closed doors. They're going to make it available to everyone. And to celebrate, they've got an action-packed 3-hour event. So that's going to include Founder Ask Me Anything. So we can ask questions to the founders and hear of any updates and responses to the questions that we asked. And if you have any questions, just post them in the Slack thread, which I will make a link when I post this live. They've also got discussions with some of the backers. So they're going to talk with the backers, see what they believe in Tana, see what they've done in the past, how they're successful, and also hopefully how they see Tana in the future. And last up is going to be a community recap and highlights. So I guess it's just going to be looking at the last 3 years or the last few years over Slack and seeing what's been happening and the main highlights from the community. So definitely looking forward to that. And if you want to also view the event, I've provided the YouTube link here. So this will save you rather than going through Luma, signing up, etc., etc. Just go straight to YouTube and you can find the video here, and obviously this will be live whenever the event kicks off. So do check that one out. And in advance of it, I guess the Tana team have been burning the midnight oil and they've released 2 big things for mobile apps. So one is Tana Mobile for Android. So that is now available to test out by the community. And I will pull up a quick demo of it in a second. And to get it, just need to go to the link or the Play Store, download it and log in, and off you go. There are a few things that are limiting. So there's a big list of what we know isn't working or isn't supported yet. So there are a few things. So it is the first beta, just keep that in mind when you use it, in that it's not a fully fledged finished app. So there are a few things that are missing, but it's already a very good start so far. And it's a lot better than the Capture app in the sense that now we can not only capture, we can also view our notes. And just to stress that, we can only view notes, you cannot edit your notes on the go yet. It's the same kind of setup that they had for iOS, where for a few months or a couple of months, it was view only, and they've just released the editing ability on iOS app, which we will also get to in a second. So just to show you what the app looks like. So you start off capture, so you've got write, files, video, camera, voice. This is basically the Tana Capture app that we were limited to beforehand. And what we've got on the bottom now is manage, search, super tags, and browse. If I click on browse, that will usually take me to this homepage. So I can see my home, I can see today or any notes that I've pinned. Let's just go to today. And as I say, you cannot edit anything. You can just click on things, but you cannot edit. And just to show you the speed of it, let me just put this here. So this is Tana here, and if I write, so you see it's pretty instantaneous between the computer and the phone, which is just sitting over here, just linked via phone link. And I can do that again. Oops. So, as I say, it works pretty instantaneously, but you just cannot you just cannot edit it on the mobile app. You can click into the various different super tags that you have going on. The only thing is it does take you back to the home page rather than back to the page where you were, but that is a different issue and I'm sure they're going to fix it in due course. So it does work very well to view notes, and hopefully they're going to enable the ability to edit notes in due course. A couple of other things you can do. You can see the video by the team, and you can also provide feedback in the Slack channel. So well done to the team for that. And on the iOS, as I said, they've enabled editing. So editing is now available on the iOS. So you can modify, delete, add content in your existing nodes. So unlike the Android version for the time being, you can actually do stuff within the iOS app. So I'm sure it's going to be coming to the Android app in due course as well. And you can do another list of other things that you can do in the iOS app. So again, congratulations to the team for what they've been able to pull out before launch day. Be interesting to see who was cracking the whip there. Tana updates, so also in advance of the launch, I guess, they've posted a significant number of updates, so you can see the full list here. I've only pulled out a few that, the main ones really, in PKM here. So you can now use Claude from Anthropic rather than just being limited to ChatGPT. You can use other models, and there are plans to bring in other models as well from the last Ask Me Anything or the last office hours that they had. So that's in the works. Don't know which models that they're going to allow to bring in, but hopefully with DeepSeek being so much cheaper, that might change a few things. Renamed the Ask AI, basically just made it a bit more streamlined, fixed bugs, fixed issues, pinned nodes and super tags are now unpinned if you delete. Compact fill menu, there's a lot here, and as I say, check out the full changelog here to get a full description of what's been updated. I have to say some of them go right over my head and I'm not even sure what they mean. And I kind of say, can we just have them in plain English, but hopefully they make a bit more sense to other people out there. And lastly, with Tana, who have a big week, as I say, coming up, is a CRM model within Tana. So Marco did a great video, about half an hour long, of how to build a powerful CRM system in Tana. Goes through clients, contacts, status, timeframes, all of that, and basically to build a CRM. I'd say even if you are not interested in a CRM specific setup, do check the video out because he does go through an awful lot of things within Tana. Some of it is a bit complicated, some of it is just what is going on and you have to go back and just rewatch it a number of times. But once you get the gist of it and once you play around with it within your Tana, you can actually get a lot of benefits out. So you can see different views, you can see how templates work, you can see how various different of the settings within the super tags work. So it's definitely worthwhile having a look, even if you're not interested in a CRM system. And also do check out his other videos because he has a lot of actual videos which are on productivity itself, not only on Tana, just on other things in general. So do have a look through his content. Obsidian, so they had another big week as well. 1.8.3 was released as well as 1.8.4. Various different releases, and with Obsidian, as with their updates, there's always a number of updates that they basically publish. So I'll put the link there and you can see whatever they've updated. But basically it's, the main ones are web viewer. So this is just making it easier now to look at content within Obsidian. And it just makes it easier, and they've basically disabled the plugin by default and you have to enable it. That was one of the changes. No longer waiting for iCloud to finish syncing. I guess this is maybe just to speed up the app. File Explorer, download attachments for current file, various different other things that they've added, and one that has been mentioned a few times is the insert footnote command. So this now basically is a core feature rather than needing a plugin. And check out the full changelog, but not what's been changed, but what's about to be changed might be, or updated, might be even more interesting. That the Tana team, the Obsidian team have officially announced that they're working on dynamic views and multiplayer. Multiplayer, not so much interested in that one. I guess it's just going to allow different people to access the same note and edit them at the same time. Not really interested, but the dynamic views is certainly something that piqued my interest. No idea how they're going to do it. Are they going to rely on data view, take some of the concept from that and build their own? Are they going to rely on data view fully and just basically tweak a few things, or are they going to build something from the ground up? Who knows, but certainly interested to see how that develops and seeing how they manage to do that with basically a plain text file that we can have different views. And then lastly, on Obsidian was an interesting post on Reddit that basically says, after seeing various different threads, they're starting to wonder why people just want to try and force Obsidian to be their absolutely everything app. Financial tracker, note-taking, calendar, enemy list, whatever you name it, it's in Obsidian, and sometimes that is not the best thing to do. Unless you want to just drown yourselves with plugins, and then you run the risk of the plugin not being updated, breaking, and then that breaks your whole system. So what they're basically just putting across is it worthwhile to do that, or should you just try and keep things simple which they nicely sum up here as keep it simple, stupid, and basically use Obsidian for what it's good at and maybe think about using another app for what it might be better at than trying to hack it within Obsidian. 49 comments on this one, lots to take away, lots of thoughts, so do check that out if you're in the same boat. I certainly was, and I still am in a way, that I want to use an app and use that app only, but I am starting to get to the position of maybe that's not the best thing to do. So if you are in a similar position, do check it out. And this one, interestingly, from Capacities went the other way. So I switched from Obsidian to Capacities and they're surprised. And basically it really comes down to one comment, which is quite popular within Obsidian, I should say, is the tweaking. So no more endless tweaking that they had to go through in Obsidian. So basically, you open Capacities, it is what it is. You can change a few settings, but you're not inundated by plugins, tweaks, every single little thing. So they've said that I spend a lot less time fitzing around and a lot more time actually writing. So that's an interesting comment. And then out of the box, it basically just works. A few of the comments are, this is your own prerogative. In Obsidian, you can just open it and take notes, just like you can in Capacities. So it's really down to you how much tweaking you do. But I thought it was interesting, and especially as Capacities has a little bit of a slow week, I thought I'd post this one here. Logseq, they've had a few things going on. So Danzu kindly updated the changelog of what's been happening in the past couple of weeks or so on the DB version. So you can now, in the task management, there's scheduled and deadline so that you can create tasks. They've added the user interface, so global app, just better UI and UX, and then various different things with task management, schema management, and property configuration. So do check out the changelog here because he goes through them in more detail and provides various different comments on it. So thank you, Danzu, for that. And OP asks a question of why Logseq over Obsidian. So quite a few comparative questions going on. So 87 comments or responses. So why did you choose Logseq over Obsidian? And check that out if you're interested of what people thought. The main one was open source. AppFlowy, they're now on Zapier, so you can basically connect AppFlowy with thousands of apps through Zapier. Quite easy to do, just follow the link and get started that way. What you can do with it is new calendar event, a Kanban style, and form submission. So basically everything goes into a database in AppFlowy. So quite clever use case, quite clever way of doing things. And then what they've got coming up is desktop auto updater, AI writer, and lock pages, searches, and self-hosted, the commercial edition. So lots of things coming up within AppFlowy as well. Octarine, this is one that one of my ex-friends mentioned it to me. And it's basically, the easiest way is just to bring up a quick demo. Let me just do that. So it's very similar to Obsidian in the way that it's set up. So left-hand side, you've got your notes. You can create a new note and it works in the very same way with Markdown. So in that way, it's very similar to Obsidian in that you can just type at your heart's content. You can also do link. So it'll create links. So very similar to Obsidian. What I like though is that they've got daily desk. So on this one, it brings up the calendar automatically. You can see the notes for the various different days that are going on. So you can basically just take notes, and similar to the Obsidian plugin, I think it's a plugin, or the core one, basically it just shows on the days that you have notes, and you can very simply just keep linking to the various different pages that you had. And in fact, what we can do is let's just try this one. Let's go back to the 15th. So the link, that will hover up and that just shows the comment or the page that you've got linked. So again, just in a very similar way to Obsidian, just done slightly differently. Various different templates, so you can set up your templates in an easy way. You can see the graph, and you've got attachments all in one place. So when you dump images or files or etc., they all go into one place so you can easily access them. It is in development, so definitely worthwhile keeping an eye out on it. And I thought it's quite an interesting take on things. Not expensive at all. Free, I mean, you've got it free forever. Or if you want a few more things, $50 for a one-time only upgrade. And that allows AI Ask Assistant, so you can use OpenAI and local LLMs, task management, which is coming soon, and exporting, which is also coming soon. So do check that one out. It's called Octarine, and I'll post a link to it here. And it's just been labeled as the privacy first markdown note-taking app. So it's got a lot of quality things to it and a lot of quality things expected to be added. So do keep an eye out on this one. Readwise, they've gone through beta update number 11. So chat with highlights, YouTube version 2, Apple Notes export, text-to-speech, front matter summaries, etc. The easiest thing that you can do on this one. I hate having to link to X Notes or to X links, but it's basically just go through this thread and you can see each of the comments that they have and basically what each of them relates to. So each of the updates, this is what it means. So YouTube version 2, handful improvements, etc., etc. So you can see it here. It would be nice if these apps started just doing it to dedicated pages on their own website, but that's wishful thinking for another day, rather than having to continuously link to X pages. But anyway, Heptabase. This is a comment that an OP added. So can I add comments to the text in Heptabase? So basically have a little bit of like a bubble or a link to the comments that you have on certain words or certain comments. And basically the comment from the team is, we're launching this feature soon, and that's going to be a target use case. So basically that you can have notes within inline of your own notes. So definitely something to look forward to in the future. Anytype, they've issued the latest beta, so that includes web publishing and raycast extensions, and they've also included right-to-left language experiments and testing. So if you're a user of Anytype, do check these out, and if not, and you're interested in Anytype, do have a look through these latest updates that they've pushed through. Sublime, this is one that I came across in just past week. So it basically is a home for all of your things. So links, images, highlights, notes, articles, books, podcasts, blah, blah, blah. This is a video which is about 10 months or so old. I know the team are working on an updated video, but I thought I'd put this in here for the time being. And let me just see if I can just show you quickly how it works. So as an example, which I thought was pretty clever and nifty. This is Sublime, so it comes up. This is just an empty, my empty graph or my empty library. Let's say I want to add a link. So what I can do is I'll just add this news article from BBC News, which is about Trump and the tariffs, and I'll save that within my library. So this is the article from the BBC News website here. So Trump imposes tariff, but Canada and Mexico hit back. That's how it comes up on here. And then what I can do is I can actually click on it. That will come up with the link to the actual news source, but it will also find related links and related content that's related to that link or to the contents of what's in that news article. So for example, this is just a summary of what he's doing. What do tariffs actually mean? Threatening to put more tariffs and blah, blah, blah. So it basically allows you to get a greater amount of context to the content that you're inputting into your library. So what I'll do is I will have another play around with this app, and hopefully next week I'll be able to post a little bit more on it with some few more concrete examples. And to close us off, with time ticking by, I mean it's already the start of February, I don't know where January's gone. I thought we'd have a quick look at a Nick Milo video that he posted a couple of weeks ago on the use of linear calendars. So rather than just having a week view calendar, a day view, he basically says take a step back and have a little bit more of a global view, so a yearly view if you will, but just laid out slightly differently than your typical yearly calendar. And I thought it was a great video. and I'm certainly going to try it out this week once I get to the office and print something. So, sorry, printer. I mean, I'm going to print it with my own paper and my own ink. Definitely not going to use the office equipment. And you can just basically check it out and see how he makes a use of this linear calendar. So thank you, Nick, for posting this great insight, and hopefully we'll be able to take back control of our time. That was it. That was it for this week. And thank you very much for being here, and I shall see you next week. Bye.